Hey, so I'm back. I did a video a couple days ago. It said I wanted to do a video on Sue. Big situation with the Lions. You know, of course, we're off to a good start, and there has to be manufactured drama. Thanks a lot, Adam Schefter. Um, so now this is a big deal. So, kind of said something in a prior video about it, but I kind of want to have a video just for this. Let me put out there, I love Sue. I love everything about him. I love the way he plays. I defend everything he does. I think the Sue stomp was taken way worse than it really happened. If you want to see a real stomp, you need to go see that guy for played for the Titans at the time. The Skins, you know, paid a shitload of money for him. Albert Hainsworth. Go look and see what his stomp was. The dude right over top of a guy without his helmet on, you know, put all of his weight down and actually stomped on a guy's face. That is a stomp. Sue's like off balance kick to a guy's elbow, you know, by definition, I guess you'd call it a stomp, but come on. So, other than that, he has never. He has taken someone out of a game one time, and that was Cutler a couple years ago. Cutler went out for, I think it was a play or two, came right back. That was the one where he slammed him, like Cutler threw, you know, it was like this, came down, just slammed him down hard. Brandon Marshall, of course, spouted his mouth off, said it was a dirty play, all this, and I had to give Cutler credit because he came out and said, no, it was, you know, this is football. You know, it wasn't a dirty hit. So I was, you know, I like Cutler. You know, I mean, it helps when we play him. You know, so I like him as a player and when the Lions play him. So I love the way Sue plays. You know, I was too young to see back in the 70s and 80s when all the tough guys played. So this is as close as we get. Guys like Sue, you know. So let me put that out there. But there is no possible way that we could be successful in the long term if we re-sign Sue. I just don't see it whatsoever. Just looking at our numbers this year, he was a $22.4 million on the cap. That's how much he took away, and the cap is 133 million this year. That is just insane. That's 20% of our cap was taken up on one player, who has one sack this year in 4 games, tied for 62nd in the league. You know, George Johnson, our undrafted rookie, has more sacks than he does. So I just, you know, if basically gotta put like this. I mean, as a player, yes, we should keep him, but you gotta. Obviously, there's a second part of it. There's a business side. Business side says no, there's no way. Looking at it, I looked this up before I put this on here. For next year, Calvin has a $20.5 million cap. Remember, we signed him, what was it, 2 years ago, to that mega deal. You know, highest paid non-quarterback in the league when he signed his deal. $20.5 million against the cap next year. Stafford has a $17.7 million cap hit next year, and since if Sue remained on the team, obviously it would be a brand new deal. But you got to kind of look at J.J. Watt because it's going to be about the same kind of money. No matter where he goes, he's going to get the same. Watt got 6 years, $100 million. His cap hit next year is this year, because this is the first year. So next year, Sue, it was about $4.5 million, which is really low. So, but then you go to the next year, which is 2015. This cap hit is $22 million. Then it goes to 12.5, 13, 15, 17. So just put it about 10 million. Say Sue got about 10 million next year, and cap hit, it's gonna go up. You know, average his average salary, J.J. Watts would be 16 million. So it'd be somewhere around that. Let's just say 10 million. So Calvin, Stafford, and Sue all together next year would be $48 million. And the cap went up 10 million this year, so let's just say, which was the first time in like 20 years or something like that it went up that high. So let's say this is a 5 million increase next year. So say there's 138 million on the cap. We keep all those three, and that's what they're making. That is 35% of the cap next year. 35 for 3 players. There's 53 on the roster, and you're gonna tie up a third of your cap space on 3 players and a defensive tackle with that. I mean, Stafford, Calvin's already got his money. You're not gonna let go of Calvin. Stafford is the most important player on the team. You know, I'm not saying he's the best. I'm saying he's the most important. Everyone knows that. Quarterback is the most important. So Stafford's not going anywhere unless he bombs again like he did last year. And even then, I don't think he's going anywhere. So, and I think next year his extension is up, so we're gonna have to sign him to another deal, which is gonna be around the same. And if he has a monster year this year, guess what? He's gonna be getting that $20 million a year contract that all the big guys are getting. So that's added on more to this. So business-wise, there's no way that we can keep Sue. As a player, like I said, I would love to be able to keep him, but I wish we would have traded him at the beginning of the year. Like now, obviously, I don't want to get rid of him. He's playing up to what he should, but at this point, you can't. You know, I think it would just crush the locker room if they were to trade him. But I think they should have traded him during draft day, because that way we could have got something out of him. But I think he's gone. I think him and Fairley are gone next year. Just because those are 2 guys that we didn't draft. They didn't pick up Fairley's option for next year, so even if he plays lights out, then he's going to demand a bunch of money, and the Lions know that he's been a lazy player up until this year. So what does that tell you? You know, contract year, and he finally figures it out. What a coincidence. So that's it. You know, I've seen a bunch of things. You can't let Sue go. You can't let talent go like that, and I agree. But not when you already have you're strapped with these other huge contracts. It's just, I mean, if you look around the league, look at teams like New Orleans, who signed Jimmy Graham to that massive deal. You know, Breeze has got the big money, and they are struggling everywhere else. So, look at them. You look at Baltimore. You know, Joe Flacco signed that big-ass deal, and they had to cut a bunch of people. And now, I mean, they bounced back pretty nicely so far, but everyone knows how bad their season was last year. So you just can't tie that much money up to 3 guys, especially when one of them is a defensive tackle. You know, so that's basically it. I wanted to get that out there. See what you guys think. So hit me up in the comments, let me know, and talk to you guys later. Go Lions.